computer. Okay, looks like we're launched. Let me close this. Jai. Hare Krishna, everyone. My obeisances to all of you. My very heartfelt obeisances. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale. Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitanamane. Namaste Saraswati Deve. Gauravani Pracharane. Nirvashesha Shunyavadi Paskacha Deshitarne. In our prayers to Srila Prabhupada for his blessings, for his presence, and for his empowerment. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Itanamane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Picharne Nirvashesha Shunyavadi Paskacha Deshitarne. So I thank all of you for the honor of being able to serve you. It's what it's truly the greatest source of joy. Oh, Hare Krishna to
Hare Krishna.
my dear friend Sia, Hare Bol. So I want to introduce someone to all of you, and I don't know, she's right in the middle of my computer. She's like for some reason, she's in the center, and that's Carol. And Carol and I met for the very first time yesterday. And the reason that happened was Kirtaneshwar Prabhu. Everyone's met Kirtaneshwar? He's a student, and he's initiated devotee.
Yes.
Very, very wonderful speaker. And
From San Diego?
lovely. No, from
Tucson, Arizona.
Tucson. That's right.
Yeah.
Tucson.
Yeah. Tucson, Arizona. And so he was just thinking that, well, I'm gonna let you hear from Carol in a moment, but she's new and she's fresh and she's fired up. And so Kirtaneshwar thought that she really needs to connect with someone, and he was suggesting that her and I connect. So I sent her a note, and I said, well, let's maybe I can help, maybe I can't, but why don't we set up a meeting and we'll see if there was any chemistry. And Carol, how did that meeting go, did you think?
It exceeded any expectation I might have had. Seriously, it's already made a difference. I timed myself on my japa. So
so she, by the way, she's agreed. She's her goal at this time, her promise is 1 round a day. Mm-hmm. So she's new, but she's fired up. So usually in the beginning, it's not unusual to take quite some time to chant your first round. And Carol, what was that speed that you found yourself you were chanting?
It was 13 minutes and 25 seconds.
That's good.
Yeah, it can improve though.
No, it will, but it's gradual, very, very gradually, very, very gradually. And Francia, how long when you chant? You're chanting 2 rounds a day. Roughly, how long does it take you to chant your 2 rounds?
20 minutes.
Oh, okay. That's yeah. You're both doing well. So that's wonderful. And so tell us a little bit, Carol, about your life and how you came to Krishna and where you're at right now.
Well, I didn't prepare a speech, so well, I'll just say that I was Buddhist for about 10 years, but I kept asking questions that no one really seemed to be able to answer, and it was mostly about the self, and they directed me to the no self. So it just didn't really,
It was all about the questions are about the self, and they direct you to the no self. I love
right,
it.
right. Very Buddhist, right? So, so I,
Wow.
I was dating someone a lot younger than I, and he read me the Gita by candlelight. And I would fall asleep some nights, and I would wake up saying, "Well, what happened? What happened? What happened?" So we finished that, and then we went to ISKCON in Tucson, and everything just sort of clicked for me. During COVID, I spent time kind of immersed in the Gita and a very precise teachings by a Swami Tatamananda. He's a lineage, I guess, from Swami Dayananda. Anyway, that's how I learned the Gita. And I read it every day. I chant every day. I try to hang out with people that are like-minded. And I've really connected with the people at the ISKCON Tucson temple, but they're about 80 miles away. They started coming to my house once a month for kirtan, and it's just phenomenal. I love serving others, and I work as a catering coordinator, and so I love doing the prasad. Although they bring some from their restaurants, I love to supplement it because I'm vegetarian, and I was telling Narahari that I've been that way since I was 15, but not studying anything. I just didn't want to eat meat or eggs. So
Back up, hold for 1 second.
sorry.
That's one of the things that really impressed me about Carol. At age 15, her parents weren't vegetarian. And what was it? What was it at age 15 that made you decide you don't want to eat meat?
I would say I was sort of influenced by someone else who also didn't want to, and it just made perfect sense to me. But I'd never really been allowed earlier in my childhood to push back on anything that was served. You ate what was on your plate and you didn't complain. And if you didn't finish your meal, you didn't get dessert. And so, I was a military child, and so we had to eat what was there. And it was good food. My father was a fantastic chef. He would grill like racks of lamb and make duck and fish and beef and all kinds of stuff. And it's always had to make extra vegetables for Carol. But anyway, so I think that was a small step into where I am now. And I didn't know it even back then. And it's interesting because you pointed it out to me. And I didn't really catch on to it till now.
Yeah.
Yes.
What I pointed out to Carol was that this is completely my speculation now. I'm nothing like Krishna came and told me or anything that I've read in the books, but just from my experience. And I think we would probably all say the same thing. We would agree that this isn't her first time around. This isn't when she walked into the temple at Tucson. She had a lot behind herself. And I'm not talking about just this lifetime, but in the previous life that she, at age 15, I mean, that's phenomenal. That's just, and she never went back. There's never a time when you went back. You slipped. You went to McDonald's.
Yeah. I had two sons. My doctor, said that I ought to go ahead and start eating meat again. I didn't. I just stayed with my diet, and my kids turned out fine.
That's wonderful.
And then I'm also doing yoga twice a day, just asanas where I'm holding poses. So I'm doing the yin yoga, and it's sort of another form of meditation for me. I really like the quiet solitude. I'm usually in my jammies on my living room floor with a YouTube in front of me, just following along. I found a few practitioners I really like. So so I feel like I'm on the right path. I feel like I've asked all the right questions to get to where I am. And I feel like it just keeps unfolding. Krishna keeps, unfolding things for me and opening doors. And I'm ready to receive it all now and
Oh, that's
surrender
wonderful.
surrender to his mercy. So yeah.
So you'll be interested. Actually, I think maybe I'll just introduce everyone, so you know them. Well, first of all, we have a yoga teacher here, Kalki Prabhu. Can you raise your hand? There we go. Yeah, devotees. Well, yeah, you can raising your hand is cool. Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda are always in that chant Hare Krishna, right? A dancing, ecstatic mood. So Kalki, he's a teacher of yoga, and he's been for how many years, Kalki?
Since 2008.
Nice. And sitting next to him is his partner, Lakshman, and he's an Ayurvedic teacher, an Ayurvedic doctor. And he teaches at an Ayurvedic college. You still teaching there?
Yeah, yes, Gurudev.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And have any background in Christianity? Carol?
Both of us? Oh, I'm sorry.
Carol, dear, do you have any background in Christianity?
I don't. With the exception of, like I shared with you yesterday, watching my mother who had mental illness follow along with some of these really kind of off the beaten path groups.
Okay.
The tent revival kind of, and my dad didn't care for any of that, so he stayed back, and I just kind of followed what he was doing and watched what he was doing and questioned where she was going and who she was getting involved with, and it was never a good situation. So sadly, that's my only kind of reference to Christianity, aside from the military life where we have to kind of salute and execute and put your hand over the heart when the flag's up and those types of things. But I always inside was like, why? And questioning things, but it wasn't really permissible to do that. So now that I'm an adult, my father sadly has passed, but I'm allowed to make my own decisions now and my own choices, and it's amazing. So
one of the wonderful flavors that we have in our Sangha that I'm really excited about is all of the Prabhupada and the teachers in our line have all said the same thing about Jesus, that Jesus was a Shakti Vaishnavatar, and he was teaching bhakti. And Christianity is huge, especially in the Western world. I really don't know about the whole world, but it's everywhere. Anyway, we have Tirtha Prabhu, who's been a Christian minister for, there's Tirtha Prabhu, you can see waving his hand, and he's been a Christian minister for, I think, as long as I've been a devotee. He goes way back. Tirtha Prabhu?
Right. Yeah. My whole adult life. Mm-hmm.
So even as a devotee in my years in ISKCON, we knew that Jesus was the real deal also. Prabhupada mentioned he was teaching for time and circumstance, but he was a great, great enlightened person that could enlighten others. And so Tirtha Prabhu, who's my disciple, has kind of made me his disciple in a sense, that he has taught me so much about Jesus, all of us really, and I love it. And we spent time on in a retreat together, Tirtha Prabhu and myself, and actually several of the devotees that are here with us. And it was at a Catholic retreat called St. Anthony's, yeah. Mm-hmm. And every day we would go on this beautiful walk of the stations with all these. We learned so much about Jesus. It was just wonderful. And it kept growing and growing in my heart to the point that I had to have a Jesus on my altar. And it's just like, it works. It works really well for me. And when I meet Christians, and I meet lots of them, I didn't feel like they're a different religion. They're something different than us. No, Jesus taught exactly Prabhupada is teaching exactly what Jesus taught, but kind of like on steroids. Jesus taught for time and circumstance. Prabhupada came after Lord Chaitanya had come. And so anyway, it's wonderful having Tirtha with us here. And let's see, we have Malati. Malati's from Malaysia, and she was basically born Indian. And so she's wonderful to have on board with us. She's very, very, very dear friend, and she makes wonderful contributions. And let's see, and Francia, actually interesting, Francia came on board from when Tirtha Prabhu and I were teaching at Unity Church, and we had a program every Tuesday, and it wasn't a huge group. Actually, I guess a lot of people came online, but that's where we met. Where we met Francia. And the thing that blew my mind about Francia, Christian, and very, very dedicated to Tirtha Prabhu, we had this picture of Krishna. I got to get it. Hold on. Here we go. This was made by one of my students, and with AI. So we had this up, Tirtha and I had this up on a, what's it called? An easel.
Mm-hmm.
And it was right next to Francia. And Francia looked over at the picture, relatively new now, she didn't know much of the philosophy. She looked at this picture of Krishna and she started crying. I never saw anything like that before in my life. She started crying because her past, she already knew Krishna. And it was like her lover that had been, perhaps away for some time. He was right there. And boy, that really, it was such a beautiful thing to see. When she looked at Krishna, tears just literally, she couldn't stop tears from flowing from her eyes. And so we arranged to get this very picture for Francia, and she has it on her wall. And when all of her friends come to visit her bridge group to play bridge, they all get to see Krishna. And she has this amazing place where she lives. It's a little apartment. It's only, 550 square feet, Francia?
Right.
But boy, I mean, it's amazing. You walk in there, you feel like you're home.
Yes.
I mean, she's actually been trying to help me make my place more inviting and warm, like hers. But anyway, she's got Krishna right there on the wall, so that's special. And then let's see.
Could I add to that?
Sure, please speak.
Okay. Well, this is not an epiphany, but does it count if I add another picture, but this time a picture of Krishna to my bedroom? And I had Rasika, right after his second initiation, sent me a couple of photos of his work. And I was so taken with them. And a couple of days, sometime this week, I was feeling I needed a boost from Krishna. And the idea came to me to look at those pictures again. And then I had the thought, well, maybe I can make a print. And that's what I did. And I got permission from Rasika that it's not breaking any rules to, or he was okay with me having the picture made into a print. But I've got
You have to
that.
show us, Mother Francia. You have to show us the picture now. Now we have to see the picture.
Now we
You're
need
getting
to
us
see it.
excited.
Yeah. Where's the picture?
You want to see it? All right.
Yeah.
All right. Wait a minute.
You gave us a cliffhanger.
I mean, she built it up, and it's like, well,
Yeah, right. And then I was able to produce it for you.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think this is show and tell this today.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
You see it?
that's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Isn't it
Yes.
gorgeous?
It's
And
Yes.
really
you know what?
gorgeous.
The love in the eyes comes right out, just like my other picture of Krishna. But this has something special because it's been created by Rusika. So I
Yeah.
really, really love it. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And that's a picture of an actual deity.
That's right. Yeah. And it's one that he dressed, you see?
So yeah. So now we're going to talk a little bit about Rasika. Rasika was, at one point, Rasika, how did you join us? Where did you come from?
I
It's
think
been so long now.
yeah, it's been a while, Gurudev. There was what's the devotee's name in Los Angeles who does the food truck? Um
I don't know.
Govinda Datta
yeah,
Prabhuji.
Govinda
Govinda.
Datta.
Govinda
Yes.
Dot.
Yes. He told me about you, Gurudev, and then I started joining
Yeah.
maybe 2018-ish. And then I was inconsistent and here and there, and then everything just kind of fell into my place. And then I also had one of my godbrothers living in the same apartment complex as me, but we didn't know that we had the same spiritual master, that we were aspiring from the same spiritual master. So
Oh,
'cause
it's wonderful.
Nitai Prabhu
Nitai.
lived right next door. Yes, at that
Oh,
time.
okay.
Yeah, but he
You'll
was on the
be
Saturday class, and then I was on the Friday class. So we never knew that we were with the same spiritual master because we never had the same day. But he lives in the next building next to me.
well. The good news is I think Carol's going to join us tomorrow, also, aren't you, Carol? So you'll get to meet Nitai, wonderful, wonderful devotee. So,
Yeah.
but the amazing thing about Rasika Pujari is, as soon as I met him, I thought, he was a new guy, but he was like so. You could just tell he was like a Brahmin in his past life. He just had all the moves and the gestures and the mentality, and he loves deities. Now here I'm going to tell you something really interesting about Rasika that I've never heard before, and maybe some of you may have heard, maybe you haven't. I don't remember, but when people come to the temple for the first time, something grabs them. Not everything, but there's usually one thing or maybe two things or three things that grab you at the temple. I remember Tirtha Prabhu, he had mentioned to me early on, he said, I guess at that time, Narahari Prabhu, it wasn't Guru Dev then, Narahari Prabhu, I really love the association of the devotees. That warms my heart. I love being with the devotees. And then he told me that I really love the chanting, the kirtan that was going on. And I really love the prasadam. Everybody knows how great prasadam is. And he was also very attracted to our deities. He was attracted to many things. But when Rasika went to the temple, he wasn't so attracted to the devotees. He wasn't even attracted to prasadam. Can you believe it? Everybody, that's the number one thing, prasadam. No, wasn't it? He didn't even eat it. The whole first long time he was coming, he didn't eat the prasadam. He wasn't so interested in the kirtans. Oh, the other things, philosophy. Tirtha Prabhu was very attractive. Probably that's one of the top things was philosophy. Because we gave a little class every Sunday, and Tirtha came to that because he was very philosophical. So, but he wasn't attracted to philosophy either. He's only attracted to one thing. Tirtha Prabhu, take it from here.
You mean
I'm not
Rasika?
Tirtha, I mean Rasika. Rasika Prabhu, take it from here.
Oh yes, Gurudev. Yeah.
Well,
So my first 2 years at Los Angeles Temple, I never I never met anyone. I never met the devotees. I never honored prasadam. I didn't know what that was. I never stayed for the lecture. I never stayed for kirtan. I don't know if I ever even heard the Mahamantra being said at the temple. That wasn't it just I was aloof to me that all of these things are going on. And I don't know. So I went and I saw the deities, and those are Srila Prabhupada's deities. And I fell in love with the deities. They're so, so beautiful. And so I would just go have darshan and come back, and I didn't know that there was prashadam or there was philosophy. I had no idea any of this existed. It didn't captivate me anyway. So, but I was very attracted to the deities, and so I've been kind of nurturing that seed a little bit here and there in my service.
And my thoughts are that in his previous life he was a Brahmin, because he's he's now initiated. He's allowed to go on the altar, but he was doing service from the very beginning, serving the deities. Oh, and one other thing, Tulsi.
Oh yeah.
But Tulsi's also in her own right is a deity in one sense. So he's very popular at the temples around him in L.A. and in Berkeley. They love him even before he was initiated. They loved him coming to serve the deity. So now he's had a second initiation, it's Brahmin initiation, and boy, he's just right at home on the altar. So that's clearly his favorite. So anyway, all right. So you got to meet everybody, and now let's see if we can do with some questions here. I was so busy this morning, I really didn't get to write them, to make a sheet and put them down. I just went through them. I made a few notes, and I never got to putting them up. So if we could, let me grab my
And Gurudev,
notes. Yeah.
just so you know, I teach a class on Fridays after this class. So right at the top of the hour, I'll need to jump off, just so you know.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
no
Sounds like a
worries.
plan. Thanks for letting us know. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
very helpful. Okay. Let me, where did I put some notes that I scribbled? Okay. All right. Well, Malati was asking about, there's a beautiful verse which she wanted to have some understanding of, that was written by Lord Brahma. It's a well-known verse. Pantastukoti shatavatsara sampargamyo vayoratapi manisom munipungavanam sopyastya prapati simnya vichincha tatve govindam adipurusham tamaham bhajami. I don't have an exact translation in front of me. Or do I? Let's see. What, Malati?
The translation.
Read the exact translation.
Okay, it says that I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, only the tip of the toe of whose lotus feet is approached by the yogis who aspire after the transcendental and betake themselves to pranayama by drilling the respiration, or by the jnanis who try to find out the non-differentiated Brahman by the process of elimination of the mundane, extending over thousands of millions of years. That's why I couldn't understand.
Okay, got it. All right, yeah. Okay. So the idea about this verse is that Krishna isn't just huge, large in a sense. Everything about Krishna is infinite. And if one a non-devotee wants to approach Krishna, he can study the Vedas for his entire lifetime. But without devotion, without adding bhakti, knowing everything there is to know materially, or even spiritually knowing it, but there's no devotion, that person will never be able to reach Krishna. He's unreachable. Only devotion will get you to Krishna. It's mentioned, travel, that one can travel at the speed of mind to reach Krishna. Now, the speed of mind is sort of defined as, if you think of the moon, you're at the moon. If you think of the sun, you're at the sun. That's the speed of mind. You can project yourself somewhere. You could think, like right now, if Rasika Pujari wants to be in any temple, just by thinking, he's there. So it's saying that we could travel at the speed of mind for eternity, but never reach Krishna. There's no boundary. And so one of the words that's used is of achintya. Sopyasya prapadechinta. That reaching Krishna is inconceivable. Only by bhakti can we reach Krishna. So, and it's saying even a muni pungavana. Muni pungavana means a muni means like a saintly, a very, very saintly, well-learned person. Even he, through meditation, if he's not a devotee, he can't reach Krishna. Krishna is just not reachable. And but he can be reached through his holy name, through the deity, through the guru, through guided shastra, and by associating with devotees. The great example, or one example, is Mother Jasoda, Krishna's mother, his mommy, that she tried to bind him. She took a rope and she tried to tie him up because he was naughty. Really, Krishna is a really naughty little boy. So she got a rope and she tied him. She went to tie him up, but when she went to tie the knot, she was just a couple of inches too short. So she got some more rope, got some from the neighbors. So she added some rope so she could, but it still was a little short. She couldn't tie him up. And this kept going on and on and on. She was getting exhausted. She was sweating and she was doing everything she could. She's getting more rope. Everyone was coming, trying to help. She couldn't tie him because the rope was always too short. It couldn't be reached. But Krishna saw the devotion of his mother so much that she really, out of love, wanted to tie him up because he was naughty and she didn't want him to be naughty, a mommy. And it was never able to do it until it was a devotion that kind of melted Krishna's heart. And he allowed himself to be tied up by Mother Jasoda. So I suppose that's the one way to answer your question, that the only way that Krishna can ever be reached is through devotion. Does that help?
Yes, Gurudev. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Then let's see. We had Kolki. I just made a few notes here. Kolki was asking about. Again, I just jotted this down. It may not have been exactly what he said, but Kolki, just correct me if you need to. That if we detach ourselves from from worldly affairs.
Mhm.
How is that different from complacency and ignorance? Is that essentially what you said?
Yes, Gurudev.
Okay, right. So if we detach ourselves, is that ignorance? Is that complacency? What we learn in Bhagavad Gita, what we learn from Krishna, is that detachment isn't withdrawal at all. I mean, Krishna instructs Arjuna. He never told Arjuna to walk away from society, but quite the opposite. He told Arjuna to fight. And the difference was not whether Arjuna acted, really, but how he acted. And, one person would say that, nothing in this world really matters. Nothing ultimately matters. But a devotee would say everything matters because it can be offered to Krishna. And externally, they may seem similar, but internally, they're really, say, like worlds apart. I mean, take Prabhupada, for example. Did we see Prabhupada detaching himself from the world? Did he just become detached and do nothing? Prabhupada wasn't a spectator. He crossed an ocean. He started temples. He published books. He organized farms. He opened schools. He would meet with politicians. Every day he was answering letters. And I mean, it seemed like he was like the busiest man on earth. But internally, he was detached. Internally detached, but not externally. Internally detached in the sense that all the success and everything he did, this was for Krishna. And whether he succeeded or failed, he wasn't attached to that either, ultimately. If he failed, then this is what Krishna wanted. And if he succeeded, it was all because of Krishna. So we're not responsible. I'd say, well, we are responsible for our effort. We're responsible for our integrity, for our compassion, for our honesty. But the burden for success, really, that's up to Krishna. And
Burden of success.
we can't. Kolki mentioned something about feeling helpless. Is that correct, Kolki?
Yes, Gurudev, correct.
Sometimes you feel helpless, right? Okay. So, why helpless? We secretly in our mind, we're thinking that we should be able to fix anything. But that's not realistic. We can't fix who's going to be the next president, or how are we going to get rid of this crazy president? We can't go and end the war. We can't, fix the economy. We can't cure diseases. These things are beyond us. But Krishna never asked us to do these things. He asked us to control ourselves, basically, and just engage in simple devotional service. It's like, for example, you can't feed every hungry person. But if you feed one, Krishna's really pleased. We can't end the loneliness of people in this world. We can't fix it all. But if we find one or two people that we can encourage and be their friend, that's great success. Again, we're not going to be able to reform the government. So in that sense, we should never feel helpless. We can always do something. We don't have to have, big accomplishments. Even the simplest things, Krishna's going to be pleased. But don't think that we can change the world. I mean, in one sense, we can think, well, yeah, we can change. We can help to change the world. But ultimately, Krishna only cares about our endeavor. Like whether we have, 1,000 disciples or just one person that we're helping, even if that's just our own self, Krishna's pleased. So does that help with regard to helplessness?
Very much so, Gurudev. Thank you.
Okay. Lakshman is asking, oh yeah, this is a really interesting question. What is the difference between avidya and tamas, a tamagun? And when I first saw that question, I was thinking avidya and tamas. They seem kind of similar to me, which is, I guess, why it's a good question. Sometimes I love questions because they make me really think. And I would say that there is a difference. And I would say that, let me come back here for my notes. Let me go back to Zoom. How do we get back? I would say that avidya is a lack of knowledge. Correct?
Mhm.
Avidya is a lack of knowledge. Tamas is one of the gunas. It's one of the things that kind of tie us down and affect us in the material world. Somebody may be in the mode of goodness, very much in the mode of goodness, but he's not particularly spiritual. He could be totally in avidya, totally in ignorance. You see the difference?
Yes, Gurudev. Sounds like
Avidya means darkness. And so, yeah, and that's the difference that I see. It's just a lack of knowledge is avidya. But tamas is a mode of nature. They're very different. The more I thought about it.
Gurudev.
Yes.
So is it safe to say that then if one is in that tamasic sense, it's almost like a double ignorance because it's the vidya plus the tamas.
Oh yeah. That's a great point. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they kind of go hand in hand, but not necessarily. Which is why my initial thought was, well, what's the difference? Sounds the same to me. But it's only when I got like overly analytical that I came up with they really aren't the same. I think if you ask any devotee off the bat, they're going to say, oh, they're pretty much the same. And you know how I figured it out? I've prayed to Krishna. Krishna, what's the answer to this question? How am I going to answer this question? So I take no credit for it. But I like it, and I'm never going to forget this question, and I'm sure I'll find ways to use it in my preaching work. So you get a gold. Oh, the hearts are going up. So you get a gold star for the question because it was a real stump the guru question. And what the hell's what's the difference here? But, like a wise guy question. Here's one. Guru's never going to be. Try to untie this knot, Gurudev. But I got the secret. I got Krishna. That happens all the time. I'm not. And by the way, sometimes Krishna doesn't give me the answer. He just doesn't want me to get puffed up. like, and Krishna helped me out here. And like, you're on your own, pal. Christian can be tricky, but this time he helped me with a good answer. Okay. Chaitanya Prabhu, did you want to comment on anything that we talked about?
No, no. I submitted some questions too. I don't know
Oh,
if you
you did.
got
I
them.
didn't see. What was your question? Because you
Okay.
gotta leave soon, so I hope it's an easy one.
Well, I don't know if I think it's easy for you.
Well, we'll see. It's easy for Krishna. I'm
Okay.
a I'm dull-headed without Krishna and
And
Prabhupada
and
connecting everyone.
Rasika probably she submitted questions too, but um let's see. Hare Krishna, Gurudev, and a simple devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. Here are my questions. In the Bhagavad Gita 15:15, we read that forgetfulness comes from Krishna, as do remembrance and knowledge.
Right.
As I think about the four defects of the conditioned soul, I realize that believing illusion, which is one of the defects, is caused by our forgetting our connection with Krishna and our true spiritual nature. That is, we wouldn't believe in the illusion if unless we had forgotten the true reality of Krishna. I realized that our skewed senses, another of the defects, cheating and making mistakes, can all be traced back to our forgetting. Why would Krishna, and there are several questions here, why would Krishna lead us to forget? Why do we forget something so powerful and wonderful? Why do we forget and try to replace Krishna and seek our own fame and the other five opulences? I mean, the six main opulences. In what way is Krishna the author of our forgetfulness and for what purposes? So basically, I'm asking, okay, if Krishna is the author of forgetfulness, well, he is, then what is the purpose of that? Forgetfulness is leading us to illusion, cheating, making mistakes, our
Yeah.
senses being skewed. It's leading us to, um, these difficulties. And, what, why, why would Krishna lead us to forget and, and when we forget, then we try to replace Krishna and replace
Right.
his opulences. Can you explain that?
Well, yeah. So Krishna says in I think it's 15:15 in the Bhagavad Gita,
Yeah.
Sarvasya chaham hridi sanivishto matakshmitir jnanam aponam cha Veraishitsavaraham eva vedo vedantakrit vedavid eva chaham. So Krishna says that Sarvasya chaham hridi sanivishto. I'm seated in everyone's heart. Literally, he's literally in our heart. He's with us or in the region of the heart. Because somebody could have a heart transplant. And, so the soul moves, and I don't know how that works, but Krishna's got to figure it out. So Krishna's and we, our actual self, is somewhere in the region of the heart. We're not in the arm. We're not in our leg or our foot. We're actually situated somewhere in the region of the heart, thinking we're the whole body. And Krishna says, I'm the source of remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. First of all, we love, in our original state, we love Krishna so much that I'm going to ask, um, Francia. Francia, you raised five beautiful children, right? Five of them. Now, especially when you were mommy, I don't know how you did it with, raising five, and they weren't that far apart, were they?
No, they were
Okay,
not.
so you can't imagine. Is there any way you could have forgot your children?
No way.
Stop thinking of your children? Impossible. Now, we, in our hearts, we love Krishna more than we could ever love anyone in this world. I love my mother. I love my mother so much. There's like no limit to how much I love my mother. I mean, and especially my mother's love for me. I mean, as a little kid, I used to think, if mommy, anything ever happened to mommy, I don't want to live. I just could not handle it without mommy. I was always thinking of my mommy. Impossible to forget, especially the mommies like Francia. So, but if we want to forget Krishna, which is impossible, Krishna can make that happen. If we want to be separate, we want to come to the material world. And by the way, the answer to why we would want to forget Krishna is something we're not capable of understanding at this time. We have little bits and pieces, but we were never really going to get it. For some reason, we wanted to see what it's like to be Krishna. Prabhupada said everyone that comes to this material world is trying to imitate Krishna. We want to be like a little God. We want to be God ourselves. We want to be the controller. So Krishna, if that's what you want, you've heard me say this before. Devotees would say to Prabhupada, how is it you're always seeing Krishna? That must be amazing. And Prabhupada said, seeing Krishna is not amazing. More amazing than seeing Krishna is not seeing Krishna. And that's only possible by Krishna. If Krishna wants to hide from us and make us think that we're God, he'll do that. At the same time, as soon as we change our mind and we want Krishna back, he's also the source of remembrance. So as soon as we get that out of our heads by living in the material world, Kali Yuga, Satya Yuga, Dvapara Yuga, living on this planet, that planet, we're a demigod, we're this, we're that, we're bird, we are able to fly in the sky, we can swim in the ocean like a dolphin, we've had all these different experiences. Sooner or later, it's like going to a amusement park. Boy, is amusement parks fun. How many people like amusement parks especially when you were a kid? The Big Dipper, the Ferris wheel, there were these cars you could drive these cars and like bang them into each other. What was it called?
Bumper cars.
Bumper cars. Yeah, they had like a rubber strip around them. And I had but at the end of the day, I'm ready to go home, right? I mean, if any kid, wow, he's there. It's like, oh, yes, I'm never going to leave here. But it wears out. So eventually, sooner or later, trying to play Krishna is going to wear out. And then Krishna will once again give us, he'll appear for us. He'll be the source of our remembrance. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, somewhat. It's something I continue to chew on.
You're a chewer.
Yeah, thank you, Gurudev.
That's your style. Is you like you chew on things.
That's true.
Yeah, that's good. There's nothing wrong with that. We all have different styles. I guess there's some things that I still chew on that I shouldn't be chewing on still. But anyway, yeah.
Thank you.
It all goes back to free will. It always goes back to free will. That we can't understand yet. We'll understand it one day, or we won't understand it one day. I don't think it's really going to matter. We're just going to fall back. As soon as we want Krishna again, it's not an important thing because Krishna's going to start to appear for us. And he's already starting to appear. It's a gradual process. We're through the holy name, through what we're feeling in this Sangha. We're all feeling like we're not quite in this world anymore. And you were experiencing it with Jesus, even before you came to Krishna. You were already feeling like you weren't in the same world that other people are in. And so it's a gradual process. And eventually, like with Dhruva Maharaj, Krishna's going to appear before us fully. Like he's revealing himself very much so to probably more than any of us, Rasika Pujari. I mean, he sees those deities. It's like, that's, it doesn't look like Krishna. It is Krishna, right? They're not like beautiful forms. Rasika Pujari, from his past lives, he looks at those deities. That's Krishna, and don't mess with them. Don't, right? He's not dressing beautiful forms. He's dressing Krishna. I just know he has. He had that realization when he first went to the temple. I assume from a previous life. So Krishna's revealing. I'm really, quite frankly, find Krishna revealing himself to me by my exchange with the loving exchange with my disciples and students. I really feel this is like the closest I feel to Krishna right now is being with all of you, being empowered by Krishna to speak and seeing all of you, Krishna empowering you to hear. And Krishna says, not to just manusha shu kashyame prakritama, there's nothing that pleases me more than those who are sharing Krishna with others. Nothing. So I feel like when I was yesterday, the hour and half or hour and 20, hour and sometime that I spent with Carol, it was like, yeah, it was, I think we were both feeling it. It was just this wonderful, like I could just feel Krishna's presence in this connection. Carol, did you feel that?
I absolutely did. It's actually making me kind of tear up right now. So yeah.
Yeah, we're this is for me, this is how I'm really feeling Krishna's presence, is serving. My whole life is just dedicated to serving all of you and anyone who wants to hear about Krishna. I feel Krishna's presence. All right, Prabhuji. Thank you for being with us. Okay, and let's see. Carol, did you have a question?
I don't have anything specific right now, but I will come with questions in the future.
Okay.
Okay.
And Francia, dear, do you have any question for us
Today.
Okay.
Rasika Pujari Prabhuji had question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see your question. When did that one come in?
It was probably earlier, 9 o'clock my time, Gurudev. So it's probably 6 o'clock your time.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I
I
didn't
can
see
save
it.
it. I can save it till next week,
Well,
Gurudev.
let's hear it. Let's hear it.
So my question is about Krishna and Balram. When they accepted a spiritual master, when they accepted Sankapani Muni as their spiritual master, Krishna asked his spiritual master, "What can I do to repay you?" And Sankapani Muni said that I would like my son back. And
Right.
so Krishna went and got the son through very much. But my question was, how can someone who is
Down under the water.
Yes. So my question was, how can someone who is so realized and understand that we're not the body and have all this knowledge, but still have attachment and still think about their son? And why would they desire that? It's Krishna's
Well,
guru.
why would they? Okay. I
Why,
mean,
why would they desire for their son to come back? Why did he want that?
because he loved his son. Why would he not want his son to come back?
But
This is
that's
this is all.
attachment.
This is all. No, attachment is there in the spiritual world. Are you attached to serving your deities?
Absolutely,
Are you
100%,
attached to your
Gurudev.
deities at home?
Yes, Gurudev,
If I
100%.
somehow snuck in while you're gone and I took your deities away, would
Oh,
you
you
want
won't
them
sneak
back?
in.
Huh?
Yes, Gurudev. Yes, I would want them back.
Well,
Yes.
is that a good thing or is that Maya?
No, that's a good thing.
That's a good thing. So
Yes.
same.
Okay.
We can't give up attachment. We're not yogis that try to pull back and not be attached to anything. That's not our nature. We're either going to be attached to Maya or attached to Krishna. But you
Mm-hmm.
can't stay unattached. It's not our nature.
Okay.
I mean, people are attached to the dumbest things. They're attached to like having some old restored car, and they'll build like a whole house just for this old car. an old Chevrolet from like 1955. They're so attached to that, or their motorcycle, or their stamp collection. You take that stamp collection away from somebody, they won't want to live. Attachments are normal. They're normal. Was Mother Jasoda detached, by the way, when she saw Krishna in the coils of Kaliya serpent? Was she just, no, well, all right, I guess Krishna's having a bad day, big deal. I'm gonna go eat some lunch. Malati, tell us what happened when Mother Jasoda saw her little baby in the coils of a snake?
She cried and fainted. She cried and fainted and cried. Every time she woke up, she saw Krishna. She told everybody, please help him. Please help him to get out. That's what we do, right?
And then finally, nobody went.
Yeah, I mean.
It was too dangerous. So what happened? She went.
Oh, that I didn't know.
Oh, yes. Well, they didn't let her, but she tried. She tried to go in. I mean, this is mother instinct, right?
I mean, yeah.
Francia.
Yeah, she will know that.
If there was a fire or something, your babies are in there. Yeah. I'll bet you're going in no matter what.
Or what?
Yeah, I mean that's how it is. And well, Carol, she has children and grandchildren. Carol, I saw Carol yesterday playing with a little beautiful little child, her grandchild, cute as could be. His front teeth are gone. You start to see these little pieces starting to grow in. If I were to try to take your baby away, could I pull that off? If somebody came in to take your baby away, suppose they're big and strong looking.
No, I would hurt myself trying to protect my child, probably.
Yeah.
I was going to share too, just this thought came up. When I was young, I traveled with my brother because my parents were separated. So I was the older sister. So the two of us would fly from one parent's house to the other. And back in the day, they just had sort of a stewardess accompany the minors. And this was the only flight this ever happened on, because I've traveled quite a bit since this flight as a child, where the air things fell down from and you had to put them over
the oxygen.
Right. And so you've heard, they say, of course, to put yours on your face first so you can help the person beside you.
I can't see a mom doing that. I can't.
As a 12-year-old sister sitting next to my 10-year-old brother, I was showing him frantically how to get his on, and I hadn't put mine on. And I'll never forget that moment. And then once we both got them on, it was sort of just a freak thing where we had lost altitude and they popped down, and we didn't really need them after all. But that was quite an experience. And I thought of that 10th man story. Does everyone know that? Where, I don't know that I'm good enough about explaining it, but it's kind of a story where there's 10 people that are out, and they cross a river, and they want to make sure that everyone has made it across the river. And so one person counts, and they count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, there's only 9 of us. And it's because they've forgotten to count themselves as the 10th person. And so it's failure to recognize sort of the self. And I had that moment of, I have to take care of you first. I forgot about me. So I don't know. That's always stuck. And I made it through to talk about it. So everything.
That's wonderful. Yeah. So anyway, this is all going back to Rasika's question about attachment. It's totally normal. And we want to be attached. We want to be attached to our, actually, funny, I was going to grab my japa beads because I'm so attached to my japa beads. But actually today I decided while I was chanting my japa, I looked on my desk and I was going to send some japa beads to Carol. So I told her I would chant one round on the beads, these nice beads for her. And then I decided, well, I got to chant my rounds anyway. Why chant just one? So I chanted 20 rounds on these beads.
Thank you. Thank you's not enough.
Yeah. Anyway, well, you can thank me once I get them when I get them to the post office. Which anyway, yeah. I don't know if I'll be able to make it today. I was asked to give a class tonight in Russia on Zoom, so I've got to, I think, maybe prepare a little bit for that. I did that the night before last. I was asked to speak in Russia, and boy, that was wonderful. They're not able to bring senior devotees in. Somehow they were explaining to me. So they're like wanting Prabhupada disciples to come. And anyway, that was, of course, it's way past my bedtime because of the timing. But anyway, I did it anyway. I don't know how many times I'll be able to do it, but it was just wonderful sharing with people that really want to and need to hear about Krishna. They really want association. They ask wonderful questions. There was an interpreter. I don't speak Russian. And that was fun. So I'll do it again tonight and get to bed late, really late. All right, Prabhujis, we're done. It's great to thank you all for being here. It's always great to be with you. And until we meet again, and always remember, I'm always here for you. Anytime you need me, you know where to find me. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Gurudev ki jai. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.